Good morning, YouTube. Jerry Waters here, and wanted to take the opportunity to talk about a knot that we use quite often when fishing jigs, lures, artificials, whether they're hard or soft plastics, whatever the case. It's the Rapala knot. It's basically a loop knot. I like to add a barrel swivel to that for a quick connect for the lure, but it also, if you've got an aggressive fish, wants to spin a lot, different things, it's not going to tangle up your line, etc. Also a quick connect depending on the lure that you're using and so forth. We've got varying sizes here, but you can use it with pretty much any lure. And I've got both braid and mono, and I hope they're able to show up on the video. I tried to pick some brightly colored line, but let's get into it. This is called, again, the Rapala knot. It's basically a loop knot. It's got an overhand knot in it. Kind of integrates some steps of the varying knots and so forth. But we're going to show you exactly how to tie it and use it, so stay tuned. So again, to start the knot, basically you want to just tie an overhand knot. Get your loop in your line. This is all your main line. This is going to eventually be your tag line. Alright, so after you've got your overhand knot, you want to take the part that's going to become the tag line, the end. Run that through the eye of your barrel swivel, like so. Bring your tag line back through your overhand knot, and you're basically creating your loop for your lure at that point. Take your tag line, and this is kind of where it incorporates parts of the clinch knot as well. You wrap your tag line around your main line 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you pass that tag line back through that knot, and you see the loop there created between my thumb and middle finger. That's kind of like you tie the clinch knot. You would pass that line one more time back through that little loop, grab your tag line, and this is where you just kind of cinch all that down. And I tied the loop a little large for demonstration purposes, but this is going to allow your lure, give your lure that little extra action that it needs to swivel around and so forth as you're retrieving it back to you. Of course, that barrel swivel is gonna turn with the movement of the fish and so forth. But you can make that loop there as large or as small as you prefer, depending on, again, what type lures you're using. You may be using, a big bunkered bait such as this one, possibly a little bitty jig head. I like using the 6-inch mullets, gulp mullets, even as small as the 4-inch. They work good on the top water bite, the spooks for retrieval and so forth. But anyway, that's your Rapala knot, and hang in there. We tied it with braid that time. We'll show you how to do it with mono, similar process. So hang in just a moment. Alright, now we have about some 12-pound mono. This is the bright fluorescent green. I picked it in hopes that it would show up in the video well. But anyway, you start out again with your overhead knot. Basically just creating a loop, allowing for a tag end. Take that tag end, pass it through the eye of your barrel swivel. Bring that tag in back through your overhand knot. And again, this is basically the part that determines the size of the loop that you're going to be using. I like to not draw them up tight, leave a little bit of excess. It allows a little bit more freedom for that lure to swim around. So basically that size about right there. Take that tag in, pass it around the main line 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And of course, mono a little bit stiffer than braid, but it can still be done. Bring it back under and through your overhand knot. And then back through the little loop that's created there at the end. Now with mono, you want to make sure that you're always wetting your line before you cinch it down. That way it's not allowing any stretch. It's not going to be overly exerted or anything. So I like to just wet it down a little bit. Begin to cinch all that down. You don't want to do it all at once, or your knot won't cinch up properly. It's basically just layering all that knot, and then of course the last thing to do is trim that tag line. And again, what that does is it allows that little loop and your jig or your lure a little bit of extra freedom, maybe just that little bit more that you need to entice that fish to bite. But anyway, there you go. That's the Rapala knot. I'm Jerry Waters from the Water's Edge. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment if you'd like to see a different knot, something other topic that you'd like to see. We'd always love to hear from you. You guys are the reason we do this channel. So tight lines, everyone. Until next time.